Hello, and welcome to Ideas with Diana on June 22nd, 2021. It's been a while since I made my podcast, and I just like to share a few things. One thing that I'd like to share is I just came back from a camping trip up north by a little bit past West Bend. It's close to West Bend. Um, the nice thing about though, the environment when I went up there with friends, very open, very easygoing. Um, Also, the farmers market was really a long farmers market. It was about, I think, about 6 blocks long, like there. And the thing about the farmers market is I was surprised basically how all the stuff you could get there. You could get almost everything, And some people who are into herbal supplements and other things, you could pick up quite a bit in there. Also, I picked up some Asiago farmers cheese, um, and then I saw some of the books. They had a classic bookstore where you could get different types of books, and as well as a coffee shop and a game store where you can actually go and play board games. Quite built up and quite nice right there. The campground was just a few minutes away along Highway A, and in the campground it was literally like a little bit like a resort. They actually had a big theater on Friday and Saturday night. They played Jurassic Park, and then they had basically quite a big lake you could swim or take your boat, or if you didn't have a boat, you could take a boat out in there. And it's just wonderful to see because basically it's nice to be able to get on vacation again. Last year I went on vacation with friends out to Watoma and Plainfield, and we visited that area a little bit. And that was at the height of the presidential election season. What's interesting about that, though, when you see that, is that well, you see some people have left their signs up, even different parts of the state. But the main thing is, though, that what people do up there is they are everyone is basically just trying to get survive and get along and live, and West Bend is becoming a new suburb of Milwaukee, and in a way it's becoming a new suburb in a good way. Everyone just talks, and this, even though you like, even at the farmers market there was the Republican Party booth here and the Democratic Party booth here. But the thing is, what happened was they weren't fighting with each other at all. They just were peacefully coexisting. And what happened at the farmers market, it seemed like they had a rule that basically no one was allowed to go out and pigeon and and pick up and pull people out of the car and ask them what they thought of this and this and this, which is nice. The thing is, though, I'm glad to see is it was actually the old Wisconsin spirit. I mean, we talk about stuff, we sometimes argue about stuff, but we don't get to the point of fighting, coming to blows, or doing basically a war between the states things because difference opinion. I mean, we learned from the Vietnam era, that's not the way to do things, and especially from the Strong's Hall bombing, especially in 1969, not to do that. And even last summer, when a group of people claimed that they wanted to fight for their rights, they faced two statues at UW-Madison, which are very significant to those of us in Wisconsin regarding our state's philosophy and our educational philosophy. And at that time, even both members of the Republican and Democratic Party in the Assembly came together. Even though they may argue and disagree at times, both of them came together. They ran TV commercials, because it's not the Wisconsin way. Our way is we talk, we discuss. Sometimes we may argue, but we never get violent in that. And that's how we've always solved things by not getting violent like that, though. Sometimes people from all state come here to try to bring violence, but after last summer, we so far no. If you're going to come to visit the protest, no, just stay home. Just stay home. You do it. You do it at your home. You don't do it at ours. And that's that. But well, one thing I was thinking about though. Today I'm doing a podcast on a mini Dell, a Dell Inspiron 3000, and I'm running this on the Ubuntu, and I'm trying to see how the picture comes out and how everything works. Um, and the, and the thing so far it's working well. It runs good. And the second Dell I have is I actually have a Dell 11 2-in-1 with the touchscreen, and that works well too. That one runs Windows. With the new Dells, the mini Dells like the 2-in-1, a friend of mine just recently bought a 14/2 2-in-1. I helped her pick out, and the thing is, um, these are very powerful, and also the price point is very good. Um, the thing I like about this is these are quite rugged because basically even if you have them in your computer case, and let's say you have it packed in the back of your hatchback or your minivan and it falls out, still works like a timer. It takes a licking, keeps on ticking, and basically it runs a long time on power. Like this Ubuntu one will run 12 hours on power. My Dell 11 2, 2-in-1 will run about 6 hours on battery power within a nap. And and the thing is, what's good about this now is you can actually put everything to do full types of jobs on here. You can put like Visual Studio, you can put Embarcadero, Lazarus, Code Blocks, G Sharp. I actually prefer basically Lazarus and Embarcadero because I prefer to write things in Delphi and Java, and I use NetBeans for Java. Um, Part of the reason why is because the thing is, I I know C sharp, but I've converted some projects over to C sharp, and I just don't feel comfortable with how you have to do some of the coding compared to when I use like Delphi or Lazarus to code. And the thing is, what happens but the one thing that's good about all three, Visual Studio, Embarcadero, and Lazarus, is that if you develop programs, you can sell them. Like for example, I'm not sure what the specifics are on Visual Studio, but if you do get a community edition, you can sell your programs. Now with Embarcadero, if you get it through Idea, you can sell it as long as your sales are under 5,000, you don't have to pay a loyalty fee, which is good. And with Lazarus, there is no loyalty fee. You can just sell it as it is. And that though. So with the thing with Lazarus, so very very open, very progressive. Um, loyalty fee like that though, and I find them both good to use. However, one reason I bought my laptop was if someone was interested in if we got in a discussion, hey, what do you do? What do I do? I just thought, well, just bring it up and just show some of myself if I saw someone who was interested in talking software. But I did find at one dinner party I did meet one couple. One member of the couple actually worked in the software field as I did for many years, and we had a great discussion in that. And it was interesting to see that both of us Well, both of us worked about the same time like that, though. And just how things, just some things you think that basically don't appear, but really a lot of fan stuff is being done. It's not reported by President Bill years later, and that, and it's just wonderful to have a nice casual conversation. And we talk all shop. We just just to love this introduction, and that's the time we just talk casually. On Sunday, uh, when when the host invited us out there, we actually had a barbecue, and we had steaks, and she's a master chef, and she made my steak medium, and potatoes with a little bit of seasoned steak, and also what else is shrimp that she made a southern fried shrimp. Got me very, very good at that, and